Come on, Kels. Come on, Kels, come on. Good job, Ellie. Come on, Kels. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. You know, the one question that everyone asks me when we tell them that we moved from Southern California out here to East Texas is, why'd you do it? And hopefully this video will settle that once and for all, and I don't have to answer that question anymore. And the number one answer to that is I wanted to. You know, for me at least, I wanted to, and it was always like an idea of mine to be able to retire out in the country. For some reason I always thought Montana because the wide open spaces or whatever, but came here to Texas, made a few visits out here, and I absolutely loved it. Weather's a lot better, by the way, too. But that was where I thought I would retire. But over the last 5 to 10 years, you know, where I grew up, it's a town called Lomita, just next to Torrance in LA County. We were about 15 minutes away from the beach. Real nice place to grow up, had a bunch of friends, just a nice area. Well, over the last 5-10 years, it's changed a lot. And the house that, just for example, the house that I grew up in is now worth probably like around $800,000, somewhere in that range, which is ridiculous. You know, as a postage stamp, you know, on a cul-de-sac, nice area, blah, 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 blah. Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, we start seeing these homeless people start walking on Lomita Boulevard, right off where we live. It starts getting worse. You drive down towards the freeway, I would say it's about a mile and a half away from my house, and there's now, I believe it's estimated to be 2,500 homeless people. Yeah, that's terrible. Now, do I think that they're bad people? No, I don't. I think that, you know, a lot of them have just given up. A lot of them, bad circumstances. A lot of them, you know, drugs, alcohol, blah, 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 you know, the whole deal. But it's terrible to see. It's just not really safe anymore there. It's just really, really sad. And, you know, a lot of people called, complained. You know what the city's solution was? Put some porta potties. Why? Because they were pooping in the street. Yeah. Sometimes when we'd come back from that area, I've seen some older lady just pull down her pants and start peeing. Yeah. That was the city's solution. Instead of trying to help them, instead of trying to get them help, blah, 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 they put up a few porta potties in the hand washing station. All you see is tents, tarps, grocery carts that they stole. It's just a terrible, terrible, terrible situation. And that's a mile and a half away from the house that I grew up in. And that is worth $800,000. Almost $1 million. That's close to $1 million. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. If $800,000 gets you a postage stamp yard, a postage stamp lot, and a mile and a half away from homeless people, nah. Last year I was there at night by myself and went out from my room to go get some water, and I see something in the front door window that we had, and it's like this. I see a guy looking in. Going, what the heck? It startled me for a second. Ran out, grabbed the baseball bat, and chased him. But I ended up catching him. The dogs were going nuts and everything. I ended up catching him, and it was just a guy that's not all up here mentally. I mean, he starts screaming, "I'm loth." He starts screaming, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm loth, I'm loth, I'm loth." I'm like, you know, he's got issues, and it's just, that's what we're having to deal with on a regular basis. You know, my grandma and aunt's old house, which is probably, you know, 4 or 5 miles away, they started getting real bad a while back. They had to move out of there because one of the times when my mom was driving out of there, she had some crazy person pick up a 2x4 and throw it at the car. Yeah, that's California for you. It's not all glitz and glam and everything. It's gosh. I was driving down the street in that same area that one day, and, you know, it's a pretty good, you know, 45, 50 mile an hour, you know, little boulevard or whatever you want to call it. She was kind of Looney Tunes, and she ran out in front of my car trying to kill herself. It's just like, yeah, that's what's going on, and that's the prices that you have to pay for that kind of stuff, to deal with that kind of stuff. That doesn't make sense to me. That just does not make any kind of sense to me. So if $800,000 gets you people looking into your house, people, you know, homeless camp a mile and a half away, how much do you have to spend in order to get away from that? I mean, where Nicole grew up, it's nicer, you know, over in Newport Beach. And even there in Fashion Island, one of the places to be, there's starting to be homeless people there. In the parks around there, there's people sleeping there. The police are trying to drive them out and everything. It's like, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? Where do you go to avoid that kind of stuff? I don't, you know, it's not that I don't like people. It's just that I just want to be able to deal with people when I want to, just not when I walk out the front door every day. You got your neighbor there. You know, I joke that, you know, we live so close to people in Southern California that you can stick your hand out your window and high-five your neighbor. I didn't want to be doing that. And then just to have the stress of how much do you have to pay in order to get away from, you know, people looking to your house, throwing 2x4s at the car. Millions of dollars. I told Nicole that, I mean, I could have found a way to swing it, but it's just not something I wanted to do. It's just not something I wanted to do at all. It's just, I like my solitude to a degree. I like being out here, being able to, you know, breathe. Fresh air too, by the way. Big difference. The house is along the highway. It's probably about 450 feet back from there. So, I mean, we still hear the noise and stuff, which is kind of nice because we're used to that. You know, ambulance going off, people jackhammering at 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever. That's the city life, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of nice for us to hear. It's not just dead quiet all the time. But we can walk out here and not have to worry about who we're going to run into or see or whatever. It's just, listen, it's nice. It's really nice. And that's what I like. This is where I want to be. I would love working with the cows. The chickens were cool. Want to maybe in the future get more animals, but right now we're taking it real slow. But it's just, why would you want to live there? And then on top of it all, you get taxed like crazy. I mean, everything is just, it's just, you have to make so much money to be comfortable there. And my thing is, I just want to work from home. Like I said, we probably could have swung it, but what stress? What stress? $5,000-$6,000 a month, maybe more, probably more. $7,000-$8,000 a month mortgage payment. Sounds stressful to me. I mean, just now you know why people are stressed there. And people, they're not very friendly there, you know. Nicole's dad likes to say on the 405 freeway, everybody's real friendly. They all wave to you, but not all their fingers are up. Which is kind of funny. But it's true. You know, out here, oh my gosh, the people of East Texas, the town that we live in, just incredibly nice, you know. Our friend, the guy that we got the cows from, him and his wife saw that we got engaged. He calls us up and doesn't say anything. We didn't make a real big deal about it around here. We posted on Facebook about it. We posted the video on YouTube, and they saw it, and they call us up. Hey, are you home? Yeah, we're home. Can we come by for a second? Sure. Guy came over, bouquet of flowers for Nicole and a bottle of champagne. I mean, who does that? They don't know us that well. We've only been here a little bit of time, but I mean, who does that? That's just so nice, so cool. He said, you know, he knows what it's like to be a little bit farther away from family on big events and big occasions and stuff, and you know, it'd be nice to be closer to family and stuff, but that's just so nice of people. If you look back in the past videos, you can see that we found a cat on the side of the road here when I was mowing, and first car that came by, younger guy, probably around my age-ish, somewhere in there. I think he has his own company, or his family has their own thing. Real nice guy. He stopped off and helped me get this cat that was little kitten on the side of the road. In California, a lot of cars would have had to drive by. Why? Because people are busy on their way to, you know, try and make ends meet. Stressed. Nobody has time for a cat. Here, first car. I'm sure it would have happened. I'm sure it would have happened. Somebody would have stopped in California. You know, they're not all bad, terrible people. And the people that drive by, they're not bad either. They're so preoccupied in their stressful lives that they don't think, you know, it's just not, there's so much going on. I mean, it's a standard thing for homeless people to come up to you now and ask for money, ask for food, ask for whatever. I mean, it's just, you can't help them all. It's just bad to, you know, it's sad to, you know, turn them down. No, sorry, I don't have any extra change. No, you know, you'd be buying lunch for, when you drive through fast food, you'd be buying lunch for 25 people every time you go through there. I mean, it's just, and then look at this. So, for minimum half the price, this is what we get. I get to come out here every morning to this. This is crazy. Look how nice this is. It's quiet. Got our barn that we're fixing up there. We're gonna turn into something really cool. Go over there, you know, he just came from the cows. I get to have 5 dogs. You know, where we were doing something illegal because you're only supposed to have 3 dogs and only 2 of them can be over 50 pounds. Well, we had 5 dogs, 4 of them over 50 pounds. So here, there's no restrictions. You don't have people telling you, oh, what you can and can't do. That's another thing. That's a whole different issue. But God, out here, look at the price of gasoline. If it gets over $2 a gallon, people are upset. In California, $3 or $4 a gallon. Why? Because that's how it is. That's just, everything's more run down there. It's, you go to downtown LA, it's, bleh. I mean, any really major city, it's all, you know, all kind of bad. And that's why I like it, you know, more out here. There's some cities that are nicer than others, but it's just sad to see a good thing gone bad. You know, everybody says, oh, you know, you can't miss the beach, you can't miss the beach, you can't beat that. Yeah, you can. Why? Anybody that says they go to the beach unless they live like right on it doesn't really go to the beach that much. Why? Because then you have to pay for parking and deal with people, and then it just becomes a whole commotion. Out here we got lakes. We're gonna go to one of them real soon. I want to get a boat, want to get jet skis in the future. I think that'd be really, really fun to do. It's just better. I mean, I don't want to talk so bad on California. I liked it there when I was growing up. It was a nice place to grow up, especially back then. But now, it just sucks. It just doesn't make it doesn't make sense financially. It doesn't make sense from a place that I want to be. My thing is, how can you keep stress the lowest and live the life that you want? We're doing it here. It's not getting in way over your head on a house. It's not paying off student loans for the rest of your life. It's not, you know, whatever. It's being able to do what you want, when you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So it's just better. Just better. This is exactly where I want to be. Nicole thankfully loved it. And it's just, there's so much nonsense that you don't have to deal with. You know, for example, when I went back to pick up the dogs, when all this nonsense started going on, not to mention it's a lot better to be in East Texas than in LA when all this stuff's going on. Well, we had to go back to get the dogs. I'm trying to find dog food. I was going to a couple different places. One of the places I went to, man, there was a fight going on over food. I mean, it's just like, this is gonna happen again. This whole craziness, what's going on in the world, it's gonna happen again. Why? Because it's not just gonna happen once and everybody's gonna go on lockdown again. And where would you rather be? I'm not making a commercial for East Texas, but I don't want to be in the big city. I don't want to be surrounded by, you know, 40 million other people. It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense with everything that's going on there. The politics wise, whatever you want to call it. It's just, I'm happy here. I'm 100,000% happy here. Nicole's happy here. The dogs are happy here. Cows are real happy here because they get all the grass that they want to eat. There's probably a list of 500 other reasons why I want to move out here and leave California, but that's just, I hope that answers the question for people. Why did you want to do it? lower stress, happier life, just better, 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 better. How about you, Nicole? Why'd you want to move to Texas?
I never thought I would leave California. I'm born and raised. I thought I was stuck in my ways, and then we went here in, as most of you know, in 2018, and it's the first place I've been ever outside of California that just automatically felt like home, and I was sold. My reasoning is simple.
There we go. So with that, hit the subscribe button down below, ring the notification bell so you can get alerted when we put up new videos. Hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm and drop a comment if you like, alright? Thanks. Bye-bye.